All right, all right, all right. Here we go, you guys. I am doing my very first YouTube live. I go live somewhat frequently on Facebook, and I will tell you that after the first time, I have not been this nervous, and I'm feeling a little nervous this morning. I'm excited to see so many people here. I want to make sure that I say good morning and hello to everybody. It looks like Denise is here. And Denise, by the way, I see in the chat that you wrote, my question is, but then that's all there is. So make sure that you type in your question so that I can answer it. And Sandy says, good morning. And you have a question, go ahead and type it into the chat. You guys, I'm going to do my best to keep up with the chat today. I make no promises. This is really new for me, and I suspect that it might be new for some of you guys too. So thank you for bearing with me. And hey, while I'm saying thank yous, let me actually start with that. You guys, thank you so much. 100,000 subscribers is something that I have been working towards for 6 years now, over 6 years, like really basically since I've been on YouTube. And it is so overwhelming and exciting and thrilling. And I really, really appreciate it. And that's actually why I'm doing this Ask Me Anything. This is like my celebration of reaching my milestone. And you guys know, I always want to help you reach your milestones. So that's what we're here for today. So let me go ahead and come and say some good mornings and hellos, because I see that the chat is moving quickly like I knew it would. Kirsten, excuse me. You probably get that all the time. You guys, by the way, if I'm going to start with something, let me start right now with, if I mispronounce your name, I totally apologize. I've lived with a lifetime of mispronouncing my name, and I know how it feels, and I'm going to do my best. And thank you for understanding. So Kirsten says, good morning from Connecticut. Amy is here from beautiful Western New York State. Connie is here. Good morning, Amelia and Loretta. And Amy says, anybody else working from home? Yes, actually I am. Leslie is here from Wisconsin. Bible Hero is here from the UK. Good afternoon to you. And Beth says, hi, everyone. Chris says, good morning. Okay, Sandy says, I just got done with one of your power walk videos. I did it twice. Oh, my goodness. My question is, do you have to lose weight first before you can start toning? This is such a great question, and I know that lots of people wonder about this. Here's the great news. Your body actually doesn't know the difference. Your body is always trying to do whatever is best for it, given the conditions that you give it. So when you're eating in a caloric deficit, your body is going to lose weight. I mean, especially when you're eating in a consistent caloric deficit day after day, your body will lose weight. If you are also exercising moderately, using some weights sometimes, doing some cardio, some toning, some body weight work, whatever it is that you're doing for exercise, your body will also concurrently try to adapt and get better at whatever it is that you're doing. So whatever it is that you're doing, your body is going to do what it needs to do. Here's the tricky part though. When you are eating in a caloric deficit, you're not, technically speaking, taking in enough fuel for your body to operate at optimum. So that's why you lose weight, is because your body has to grab fuel from your fat. It means that your body makes some decisions about what's the most important thing to do right now. And the most important thing to do is to continue operating like base functions. It's going to make sure that your brain is working, that you're, digesting your food, and you're doing as much as you can, but it's probably not going to make as many adaptations for like health and strength and toning as it will when you are fueling, completely, which is what you'll do when you are maintaining weight. So can you start toning? Absolutely. Will you get like optimal results? Probably not completely optimal. You will see results, you will feel results, you will make progress, absolutely, from any kind of exercise. Honestly, anytime you're doing anything, you're making health progress. But you will likely see more results from concentrated training that is like really focused on on toning or strengthening or heart health or whatever after you are done losing weight? That was a long answer. The short answer is that yes, you can do both, but truly pick one to really focus on, and then any other results you get in any other arena is kind of gravy at this point. And then after you've finished with one goal, you can move on to the next one. Okay, so Saket or Saket, I apologize again, you guys, the names, not great at this. I used to be a teacher. I used to be a preschool teacher a long time ago. And I will tell you that thankfully in preschool, you get to talk to the parents. And so you hear the kid's name before you have to call it all the time in class. So I apologize. Good morning to, oh my gosh, okay, the chat has gone way fast now. Carolyn and let's see, Cassandra and Julie, good afternoon from Scotland. Linda says trying not to work from home. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Debbie Klein says hello from Utah. Oh my gosh, Stephanie says good morning. I just finished day 30 of the 31-day challenge. Congratulations. That's really exciting. Tomorrow we're going to go for a walk on day 31 and we're going to talk all about what to do next. Such exciting times. Cherry says, Cherry, thank you so much. So Cherry is one of my bees over in the Killer Beehive on Facebook, and she knows that I'm going to ask how to say her name, and so she writes cherry, like the fruit, every time so that I remember, and I do now, and thank you every single time for that. Hi, Paula, and everyone watching. Amelia says, what should you be looking for when you weigh yourself daily? This is such a good question. Honestly, nothing. And I mean that like in the nicest way. All you're doing is taking a note. Do you remember doing like science projects when you were in school? I actually did not ever do a science fair when I was a kid, but my kids had a science fair every year. So, I mean, in elementary school. So we did lots of science fair projects. And here's the thing. When you are losing weight, you are an experiment. I mean, that's really, truly what is going on with you. You are experimenting with your calories, with your exercise, with your body, with the results that you want. And what you're doing when you weigh yourself is kind of like checking on the plant and seeing how far it's grown since yesterday or 3 days ago or whatever. Like the plant in the light grew, 3 centimeters. The plant in the closet grew like 1 centimeter. All you're looking to do is record the data. That's it. After several weeks, I usually recommend like a monthly check-in. Honestly, you're not going to see big results till like 6 weeks or more, but a monthly check-in, on the first of the month, I like to just see how it's going, see how, whether or not the things that I've been doing over the past month are moving me towards what I want to be moving towards. So that's when I recommend checking in, is like once a month. But on the daily, all you're doing is writing down the number. Do not try and assess whether or not things are working on the daily. Your weight, as no doubt you've noticed, goes up and down all the time. Like you guys, I could show you on my Aero scale, for the one that I recently got that I still love. And by the way, it's still on sale through the end of the month of July. So make sure that if you were thinking about that you get the 20% off. I'll make sure that there's a link somewhere. But anyways, my chart is just an absolute roller coaster. I mean, it goes up and down all the time. You will drive yourself crazy trying to look for results on the daily. And even over the course of a week, honestly, your body just moves slower than that. It just does. Mother Nature takes the long view of things. Mother Nature's like, we got time. We got years to do this. Your impatient brain, and I mean my impatient brain, wants to see results on the daily. You're not likely to. So don't worry about it. All you're doing is recording the data. After it's been a month or so, that's when you can look for trends. If you don't see a trend downward after a month, then you can definitely start tweaking. Figure out, was I doing too much or too little? Was I eating too much or too little? Start asking yourself, again, scientific questions to see how this experiment is going and see what you need to tweak to get the results that you're looking for. And in that vein, if you see any results at all, if your weight trended downward at all over the course of a month, you are successfully losing weight. You might not be going as fast as you want to go, and that's totally okay. But successful weight loss is successful weight loss. Don't get wrapped up in, oh, but this wasn't very fast, so maybe I should tweak something. If you're losing weight, you're losing weight, and be really, really excited about that. Okay. Leanne says, good morning from British Columbia. So exciting. Jackie says, good morning. You are wonderful. Thank you. You are wonderful too. What is your eating plan? I tell you, okay, so here's my standard line. Like literally anytime anybody asks me this question, here's my answer. I eat the foods that I love and feel comfortable with in portions that make sense for my goals. Often, my goals include things like running marathons or ultra marathons. Right now, currently, I am losing weight, partly because there's nothing to train for, but also partly because I had my own issues with doing too much and trying to figure out moderation. And I gained some weight last year. Actually, the last couple of years, I had put on some weight. And so I'm really working on finding a healthy, happy, comfortable weight for myself right now. And so right now, my eating plan is really boring, honestly. I eat the same thing for breakfast. I eat the same thing for lunch. And then dinner is one of like 10 things that I'm willing to cook. I don't really have a super exciting repertoire of foods. I'm not a foodie. I don't eat out pretty much ever. But it's still foods that I enjoy, foods that I feel comfortable with. I make room for dessert every day. I try very hard to make sure that I eat some vegetables and fruit, because I don't really love fruit. I do like vegetables, but I don't always make them a priority either. So I am currently making sure that I'm eating fruits and vegetables on my plan. It's not like a specific plan. Like people ask all the time about, eating keto or low carb or intermittent fasting, or honestly, my personal philosophy is that anything with a name, I don't always love. I mean, I do have parameters for myself. I do have rules for myself as far as, I'm going to eat the right number of calories. Again, I'm currently losing weight, so I am watching my calories and making sure that I eat the same amount every single day. But as far as like, oh, I don't eat sugar or flour, or I can't eat after, 8 p.m. or stuff like that, I don't really have a lot of rules like that. I really don't. I am actually planning a future video, and I would love to know if you guys are interested in watching a video about this, about what I eat during the day. Making videos like that, speaking of outside my comfort zone, feels really awkward and weird and uncomfortable, but I get asked this question so often that I would love to have a video to point to. So the even long answer is that I make a protein shake for breakfast. I have either a salad or like a turkey and cheese sandwich, but it's on a tortilla instead of on bread. For lunch, I have an apple in the middle of the afternoon, or right after lunch. Kind of depends on how my day is going and whether or not I'm filming and what I'm doing. And then for dinner, I have, like I said, one of like 10 things. I do cook all the time. I do cook, I guess you could say, from scratch. I try really hard not to do too many processed foods. I'm not super careful about that, but I do try to eat as healthfully as I enjoy. How about that? And then in the evening time for dessert, I have a little cup of Greek yogurt with a little bit of honey and cinnamon on it. So that's my dessert that I have every day. Hello from Manchester, England. So good afternoon, probably. Good morning from Ontario, Canada. And Denise says, I began my journey to lose weight, started 30-minute walk, 30-minute exercise, then saw your video. And now, no, I was doing it wrong. Oh, what do I do now to lose 10 pounds? Oh, no. What do I do now? Oh, I did lose 10 pounds thanks to you. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Congratulations. And it's not necessarily wrong. So this is kind of how I feel about the experiment of one. When you ask me, like, what should I do? What's the best thing to do? The best thing to do is what works for you. If doing walking and a video worked for you, then it worked. And that's awesome. Moderate is going to look different on all of us. When I'm talking about moderation, I'm talking about moderation for you. And I heard somebody the other day talking about how I'm working up to moderation. You don't work up to moderation. Whatever feels moderate to you is moderate to you. You'll change over time. I mean, as you exercise more, your body will make adaptations, and moderate what used to be moderate will now feel too easy, and then you'll be able to bump it up and bump it up a little bit. But it should always still feel moderate in the moment in the day, no matter if that changes. And I hope that that makes sense. I know that it's a really tough concept. It's tough for me too, just so you know. It's tough for me too. Deb says, good morning from Henderson, Nevada. Oh, you're not too far away. I'm in Sacramento. Lavetta says, hello from Columbus, Missouri? No. Mississippi? There's a lot of Columbus or Columbias, excuse me. So for those of you who are on my Facebook group, The Killer Beehive, this is something that happens every Friday. I do a Q&A, I do a live Q&A, and people always write in and they're like, oh, hello from such and such, and they give me their state abbreviations. I'm so embarrassed at how bad I am at state abbreviations. I had no idea that I was that bad at it. Daryl says, strength before cardio or cardio before strength. Love your workouts. Thank you. Either way, whatever works for you. There is some science behind one or the other, and it really depends on what you're trying to get out of your workout. For me personally, I am not an Olympic athlete. What I am trying to get out of my workout is fun and some results and fun, again, enjoyment. So you'll notice that sometimes I do cardio first, sometimes I do strength first. I tend to do cardio first because I like cardio, and therefore I like to get right into it. And I feel like cardio warms you up for strength. So that's my own personal preference. As far as like getting optimum results, honestly, you guys, one thing that you do right isn't gonna make that much difference. If you're looking for optimum results, then you literally need to be doing everything right. Like you need to be eating 100% on point. You need to be sleeping 100% on point. You need to be doing recovery activities like foam rollering and getting massages and stretching and all that kind of stuff on point. You need to be exercising on point. It's a lot. It's really a lot. And it's honestly why I don't like to parse out that kind of stuff very much. It's not important for about 99.9% of us. Again, Olympic athletes totally have to know the science behind what they're doing and when they're doing it and why they're doing it. For you and I, trying to be healthy, trying to be fit, trying to look good, trying to age gracefully, trying to feel our best and have some fun, you should do whatever you like, honestly. like truly, enjoyment is your goal. Amy says, good morning from Miami. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. You guys. Okay. And Beth says, thank you for holding this session, Paula. My question is, when I reach my weight loss goal, how do I adjust my calories to maintain it? And how will my calorie needs change by doing body shaping work? Okay. I love this. You guys, this is a question that I get asked all the time. And honestly, my answer up until now has been kind of loosey-goosey, kind of, oh, you'll figure it out when you get there, and you really don't need to count calories anymore. And I realize how big of an issue this is. And I will tell you that I'm actually currently, right this minute, developing a program where we're going to talk about this, and I'm really developing my thoughts on it because I have some, but I hadn't really expressed them. And when I tell you that I'm developing a program, what I actually mean is that kind of like the 31-day weight loss challenge that we had in January, I am developing a 30-day, like literally daily videos. And I'm going to go ahead and just promise this out loud. I'm going to make this happen in September, where we are doing body shaping and talking all about weight maintenance, how to maintain your weight, what you need to do, how to move from weight loss into trying to get different kinds of results from your body. And so I have some answers, but I haven't fully developed my thought process on this. So what I'm going to leave you with is your calorie needs will change because your workouts change, and you need to fuel your workouts. And one of the things that I wholeheartedly recommend while you are losing weight is to really take the time to pay attention to your body, to really take the time to listen for hunger, to pay attention to what your workouts feel like, to think about what you're doing and why. And developing that relationship with yourself, developing that trust that you can hear the signals that your body is sending you is really integral to weight maintenance. Because if if you don't know what your body is saying and you're constantly just trying to count calories and do things by a book, it's going to be really hard to move forward and to make real changes in your body. Weight loss, you have to do, so much consistency, just the same thing every single day. But weight loss is really different from real life. Like really different from real life. Your whole goal during weight loss is to be completely done doing that forever. like to be completely done and never have to worry about it again, because it is so different from everything else that we do in life, and honestly from the way your body normally likes to work. So I will have more information for you later, and thank you so much for being understanding with my kind of half an answer right here. But paying attention to your body is always going to be good work for you. I mean, always. Ashley says, good morning from Rochester, New York. Pam says, hello from Idaho. Dawn says, question, I'm a beginner now on day 23 of your January daily program. Maybe a daft question, no such thing as a bad question, my friends, but how do you actually pull in your core? This is a great question. Oh my gosh. This is like an essential question, and I'm super glad that you asked this. I actually have at least one and possibly two videos that really address this, that like slow down and really talk about it. The short answer here is that the way I think about it is that I like to think about pulling my belly button towards my spine. So when you do that, you should still be able to talk, you should still be able to move, you should still be able to breathe. Oftentimes people will accidentally hold their breath. Pay attention to practicing this sometime when you're not trying to do something else, and it'll become a lot more automatic. It'll be a lot more like something that you can just do. In fact, people who know how to pull in their core, they're listening to me and they're pulling in their core. So it's something that you should practice. If you've ever done like Kegel exercises or anything for your pelvic floor, it's very similar. You're tightening muscles that are really, really deep inside. It's not like flexing your arm or flexing your abs. You're moving the layer of muscles that's really, really deep inside. And so you really have to like think about it and focus on pulling them in. And you'll notice, especially if you're brand new to it, that those muscles will release really quickly, that you're really only going to be able to pull them in and like focus on it and concentrate on it for like a couple of seconds at a time. Totally normal. Don't worry about that. Just keep practicing. You honestly can't overtrain these muscles. They are meant to work 24 hours a day. They're it's called slow twitch muscles. They're endurance muscles. They're supposed to be able to be, squeezed for long, long periods of time. So you could squeeze your core thousands of times a day. Like whenever you think about it, just pull in your core. And I do actually recommend that. Practice it as often as you can. Amy says, thyroid issues, post-menopausal, your workouts are the best for my body. Thank you. I'm so glad. Oh my gosh, Machiva, I apologize. I know I'm saying your name wrong. I like that you have playlists on YouTube for knees, wrists, back, but I was wondering if you could arrange some playlists according to weights, stretches, balance, and cardio. I do. I have them all. If you go to the playlist tab on my page, I have literally hundreds of playlists. Now here's the problem. YouTube arranges them in the order in which I made them. And for a while I was doing, I have a mini challenge. It's called the mini challenge. It's a free weekly calendar that I put out every single Sunday that is a week's worth of workouts. And I made a playlist for each of them. So there are like hundreds of playlists. That's like the Killer Bee or the Runner Bee or the Beginner or the Newbies. So you really just have to dig through those. And I totally apologize, but there are playlists for everything that you can imagine. An easier way to go would be to literally search on YouTube cardio playlist Pahla B, and it'll probably bring it up. YouTube's funny with their search. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not so great. So it is what it is, but I promise you there is something for everything. There's something for cardio and strength. There's something for low impact. There's something for body weight only. There's something for, I can't even come up with them all. There are hundreds. If it is something that I have made more than one video of, it has a playlist. I promise. Rozzy Bozzy, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the super chat. I totally appreciate that. That is very, very helpful to me. You guys, anytime Anytime you have any kind of donation on Patreon or PayPal or super chats like this, it helps me make free workouts for all of us. And I so appreciate it. And Razi Bazi says, advice for obese workout beginners. My advice, my friend, first of all, this is so exciting. This is so exciting that you're starting something new. And think about that. Like, be excited about it. Be excited and think about it as an act of self-love. That is probably my biggest advice. And I know that's not super practical, like where do I start and what do I do? But honestly, when you think about exercise as a form of loving yourself and a gift to your body and to your future self, it changes the way you think about exercise, and it changes how impatient you might feel to get results from your workouts. When it is simply an act of self-love, something that you do every day because you love yourself, rather than I have to get skinny, or I have to lose weight, or I have to build muscles, or I have to do X, Y, or Z, whatever it is that I know we all think. But when you think about it as something that you do because you love yourself, you're going to choose workouts that feel good. You're going to not overwork yourself. You're going to be a lot more patient with how long it takes to see and feel changes. I strongly suggest that you stay in your wheelhouse. Whatever is something that feels doable is enough. It's absolutely right for you if it's something that you can sustain. That might be walking. That might be seated workouts. That might be half of a workout. It might be 5 minutes of a workout. Don't put too many rules on yourself for I have to, or I need to, or it's important that. What's important to you is that it feels good. It feels like love. When it feels like love, you will do it every day or regularly, let's say. You don't necessarily have to work out every single day right now, but working up to being able to do something, even 5 minutes of something every single day, is probably your first goal, your first kind of, this is my first milestone. When I can do like 5 minutes of something every single day for like 2 weeks at a time, then I know that I have met that parameter. And then, maybe add on another 2 or 3 minutes. I can do 7 minutes of something, 5 days a week, whatever feels like a good milestone for you. Everybody starts at their own place. I mean, I know people who have started with 30 minutes, even with 100 pounds to lose, and even being brand new to exercise. Some people are capable of doing different things. So I'm trying to be careful about what I offer you as a parameter, because again, I don't want you to think that you have to be able to do one thing or another. What you have to do is let it feel like love, honestly. And I hope that you find things that you enjoy right away, because sometimes that can be the hard part when everything feels like drudgery or everything feels a little bit overwhelming. Scale it back and figure out, like, what's the one exercise that feels like something that I could look forward to? What's the one thing that I think I could do? Start with that. I'm so excited for you. Karen says, how did you celebrate your 100,000? Okay, so I bought myself a set of dishes, which is such a silly thing to say, but this is something that I've been wanting to do for like literally years. And so I bought myself a set of dishes, and I've actually been kind of cleaning and organizing my kitchen a little bit. Not a lot, don't get me wrong here. Not much of an organizer or a house cleaner, but this was something that I had promised myself actually quite some time ago, and so it was something that I bought myself for the 100,000, and it was really exciting. And Daryl, oh my gosh, Daryl gave me a super chat of $10, and no comment, no question, no nothing. Well, thank you. That was very kind of you. I so appreciate that. Karen says, I love your balance exercises. And and Amy mentioned that I took a break from Instagram. I'm sure there was another comment up. You guys, the chat is moving kind of fast, and I apologize. I know I'm going to miss some things. So I took a break from Instagram, and I will tell you, I don't think I'm coming back. I know that lots of you would much rather be on Instagram than anywhere else in the world, but I want you to know how much pressure it relieved from me. I had no idea. I honestly didn't know how much pressure I was putting on myself on Instagram. I was vaguely aware of the fact that it constantly made me feel a little bit less than. I was vaguely aware of the fact that I was constantly comparing myself to other people who are successful on Instagram. I was vaguely aware of the fact that I was putting pressure on myself to post frequently and often and be good at it and respond to all the comments and look at other people's posts and blah, 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 blah. And I have to tell you that letting go of that was like letting go of 10 pounds. It really, really was. I had no idea how much of a toll it was taking on my mental health. And this is something I'm going to tell you guys every single day till I'm blue in the face. If there is something that you don't like, let it go. Truly. Give yourself the gift of doing what's right for you. I mean, this is kind of the conversation that we were just having with Rozzy Bozzy, or I probably said your name wrong. But when you do things for pleasure, you will give more. I feel like I have more to give to YouTube. I feel like I have more to give on the podcast. I feel like I have more to give on the things that I enjoy because I let go of the pressure that I was putting on myself on Instagram. So thank you guys for understanding, because I know that for some of you, it's like, oh, that's really too bad. And I appreciate that because I know. Cheryl says, I love your advice about the obese question. I'm obese too and start and quit as I just can't get through the exercise each day. Yeah, then you're doing too much, honestly, and let that be okay. We all have a limit, and obviously as your personal fitness trainer, I want you to set and smash through your limits, but understanding where they are when you get started is really important. You can only do so much, and trying to ask yourself to do more, you got to ask yourself why. Why would I want to do more if this isn't something that I can do right now? Always be successful versus beating yourself up. Always, always. Carrie Lynn gave a super chat with a picture of a kitty cat. Oh my gosh, look at how cute that is. You guys, okay, so again, I don't know if I actually told you that I'm like brand new to lives. I watch them sometimes, but I actually usually watch them as replays. I almost never go to a live. So the super chat thing is really exciting, how you can put like a little picture and stuff. That is so fun. I love it. And Lena says, oopsies, oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. Lena says, Brady, Arnold the Corgi, and I say hi from Prairie Grove, Arkansas. Lena, thank you so much for the super chat. And hello back from, I know you guys can already see Agatha back there. Just taking a nice little nap. Actually, she's got her do not disturb on. I'm probably being too loud. Sorry. Sharon says, Paula, what if you can't sleep? You know what? This is such a good question. Sleep is one of those things where, I mean, I mention it pretty frequently, especially when we're talking about weight loss, about how important it is to get sleep and to let your body rest and recover so that what you're doing is effective. And yet so many of us have a tough time sleeping. I personally have a sleep routine, and it's something that I never, ever had problems with until very recently. And part of the problem that I have recently, I mean, and this is really just kind of unavoidable right now. My cat Rosie is really old. She's 16, and she wakes up at least 2 and sometimes as many as 5 times in the night to eat, and she can't jump anymore. However, Agatha can. And so in order to get Rosie to eat, I have to like cover up her food so Agatha doesn't eat it. So when Rosie gets up to eat in the night, I get up with her and help her like get up to her food and uncover it. And so right now I'm not sleeping great myself, but here's what I do. I have a sleep routine where I make sure that I am thinking calming thoughts. I don't go on Facebook right before bed, ever. I don't do any kind of social media before bed. I do sometimes play games on my phone. I know that there's a lot of talk about how you shouldn't be on any kind of a screen like 30 minutes before bedtime. My philosophy for literally everything in life is that you need to find a balance that works for you. Find something that works for both your physical health and your mental health. For me, it's actually really relaxing to be on my phone because I'm playing. I mean, I'm playing a game. I'm playing Homescapes or Wordscapes or one of those, like something just calming, just letting my brain kind of do its own thing. And so for me, that feels very easy to fall asleep. Sometimes I read, but I do something calming before bed. I make sure that I have cleaned up my house. I make sure that I have put things away. That feels very calming to me. I turn everything off that I can turn off. I try really hard to have like a routine that feels relaxing for me. I used to have trouble with like racing thoughts, and one of the things that I found helps a lot with that, again, is to not be on social media right before bed, but also to do some journaling. I'm finding a lot of journaling help. The older I get, it really helps me just get my thoughts out of my head. That it gives me a layer of, okay, I don't have to think this anymore because I already wrote it down. And I've actually heard something about like brain science about why we make to-do lists. Your brain is actually not meant to hold on to things. I mean, other than like short-term memory. But so when you know you have something to do, that's why we should write it down, because then your brain knows that it's taken care of and it doesn't have to keep thinking it over and over again. So I find that writing things down really helps me a lot. Exercising the right amount helps me a lot. I actually don't sleep well when I exercise too much, but I don't sleep well when I exercise too little. So finding that exact right balance has been really important for me. Hydrating enough, but not too much, has been important for me. It's so much about paying attention to your body and what feels good to you. Somebody else's sleep routine might be like, oh, that's lame, or whatever. Like, pay attention to what feels good to you and control the things that you can control. I mean, you can control whether or not you're on social media right before bed, hopefully. Unless it's your job. But you know what? It's my job and I can control that. So controlling what you can control and giving yourself time to really wind down and doing all the things that it takes to wind down and making it a priority. I mean, and it always comes to that, making it a priority. It looks like, oh my gosh, a couple more super chats. Let me say hello and thank you to those. Audra says, oh my gosh, $20. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you for all that you share. Thank you. That was very kind of you. And I know that there is another one, and did I miss it somewhere? Oh, and Denise says, thanks, Paula. You helped me meet my weight loss goal. Oh my gosh, I love your workouts. Congratulations. That is so exciting. I am so proud of you and so happy for you and very, very grateful for your super chat. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Chris says, lost 25 pounds in the last year. Oh my gosh, congratulations. That's fantastic. I could benefit from toning as the weight loss has left me flabbier. And well, let me finish the question and then I'll answer that part. How do I know when I'm ready to focus on toning versus weight loss? I'm 4'11" and currently 117 pounds. So there's a lot going on here. First of all, you're ready for toning whenever you're ready. I mean, kind of like we talked about earlier, as long as you are exercising, you are toning. I mean, you are giving your body benefit. You are making some kind of progress as long as you are exercising at all. I would highly encourage you to set a limit on when you want to be done with weight loss. I might have an opinion. The internet might have an opinion. Somebody else might have an opinion, but that's what those are. Those are opinions. You can be done whenever you want to be done. You don't have to meet somebody else's standards. You literally never have to meet somebody else's standards. Your goal is to be a weight that feels good to you, whatever that is. Whatever that is. So set yourself that weight. Let yourself know, okay, this is when I'm done, and then I'm going to focus on a different goal. And when you focus on a different goal and you're saying toning, couple of things. Number one, I would be really careful about how you're talking to yourself. Calling yourself flabby, not super helpful. I would focus on the things that you've done that are really good for your body and really focus on being happy and proud of changing the shape of your body, changing the weight of your body, changing the health of your body. When you talk about your body in a dissociated way, like it is flabby, you're actually, there's a psychological principle and I need to look up what that is exactly. It's some kind of dissociation, but I think that there's another word for it. You're not tuning in with your body, and your body will really have a hard time responding to the things that you're doing when you're not connected to it. So that's part of my advice here, is to really tune in with who you are and who you are in this body. It will first of all help you maintain your weight. When you are in your body, you won't go back to the weight that you used to be, because you'll be paying attention, because you'll be in it, because you'll be invested in the health and strength and love of your body. When you are ready to really focus on it, what I'm also going to suggest is that you have a specific goal. Toning, being more tone, There's no end. There's no end in sight on that. Set yourself something really specific. And it might be something really simple, like I want to do a push-up. Then work towards that. And then set another goal after that. That's totally fine. I want to be able to lift 10 pounds. That's great. And then set another goal after that. You don't have to have one goal that's going to take you the rest of your life or, another couple of years. You can have a goal that takes you 6 weeks and then move on from that. But set yourself some kind of a goal that has an end date and has something really concrete about it. When you are looking to be more toned, you can look for that for the rest of your life in a way that you're always going to come up short. And that's not going to feel good. And that's also that kind of dissociation thing. That's where we get into body dysmorphia and problems like that, is when we're always looking for more and we're not simply noticing what's going on right now and setting concrete goals for ourselves right now. When you know what you want, even if it's not like your ultimate goal, even if there's something else after it. I mean, if you guys listen to my podcast, 100,000 subscribers is not my ultimate goal. There's something else beyond this. I'm still aiming for 1 million. And when I get to 1 million, there'll probably be something else after that too. Like my own line of exercise clothes or something. I don't know. But point being, you can have lots of goals in your lifetime. So make sure that you're setting them for yourself. Julie, hello. Oh my gosh. Julie says, can you lose weight by doing seated workouts only? My friend, I happen to know, because Julie is one of my bees in the Killer Beehive. I happen to know that you have heard no fewer than 100 times you can lose weight without exercising at all. And for my friends who don't know me from Facebook, this is actually something that I say every Friday a lot. You guys, you can lose weight without exercising at all. Exercise is good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health, but exercise does not change the scale in and of itself. And okay, that's not entirely true. It can. You can eat the exact same way you've always eaten and pick up exercise, but your rate of weight loss will be so abysmally slow that I guarantee you either won't notice it or you won't think of it as weight loss. Like the amount of weight that you can lose through exercise is minuscule. We're talking like 1/4 pound a month, kind of minuscule. Whereas the kind of weight that you can lose from eating the right number of calories consistently every single day, you can lose. I mean, some people lose faster than others, some people lose slower than others, but you will lose weight when you eat the right number of calories consistently. That's what your body needs in order to lose weight. Your body likes exercise, absolutely. Your mind likes exercise. It releases endorphins, you feel amazing, it feels good, but it's not really changing the scale. So yes, you can absolutely lose weight by doing seated workouts only, because you're eating the right number of calories consistently every single day. I ask because I can only stand and work out for like 5 minutes at a time, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. You honestly never have to stand up to work out if you don't want to, or your ankle doesn't like it. You never have to do more than you are doing. What you need to do, if weight loss is your goal, is eat the right number of calories consistently every single day. Okay. Oh, I love it. And Lightly Lume, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, says, I sometimes feel as if I'm missing out by not having an Instagram or Facebook account, and I'm happy that you're giving time to YouTube and your podcast. The fear of missing out thing is very real. It totally is. I worked through that, though. I worked through it because I feel so much more open and generous to giving on YouTube that filled up my need to connect with you guys. And because, everybody on Instagram pretty much knows me from YouTube. I feel that giving more to YouTube was really a better way to spend my time anyways. That way I really can connect in a meaningful way. Instagram was always just kind of a bonus, and not even a great bonus for me, as I've already shared with you. Smedar Bar, gosh, you guys, this is really stretching my skills today. I apologize. Says, how come you speak a lot about moderation and you're running? I love this. Okay, so here's the thing. I have been running for 14 years. So I love to run. Running is actually how I came to exercise at all. If I never would have run, I guarantee I would not have my YouTube channel. I guarantee I never would have picked up dumbbells. I guarantee I never would have learned where my core was or what to do with it or any of that. Running changed my life. Running is the reason why I love fitness. And for me, because my body has made adaptations for 14 years now, running feels very moderate. Running is very moderate for me. It's not new. And this is kind of what we were talking about before, about how your moderate is going to change. The longer you exercise, the more your body is going to be capable of doing, even at a pace and at a way, an intensity that feels moderate for you. Moderate is a moving target. So your body has a couple of biological imperatives. Number one is to stay alive. Number two is to stay the same as much as possible. And number three is to make adaptations when necessary so that it can stay the same. So my body has made the adaptations that it needed to make, 14 years ago, truly 14 years ago, in order to be capable of running. My breathing isn't that hard or that heavy. I don't know how many calories I burn because it's always an estimate, but I doubt that I'm burning as many calories as I used to when it used to be more difficult for me. My body doesn't feel stressed when I run. I am very careful about how many miles I run. This is something that I have really butted up against in my weight loss journey and in my journey of being older and being in the middle of menopause. I used to be able to run significantly more than I do right now. And for me, moderation means that I cut back on my running, not that I had to give it up. At some point, when I am older, moderation could change again. Moderation changes as you get more fit, but then it's a bell curve and it comes back down on the other side. At some point, running will not feel moderate for me. And I am aware of that. It's not right now, thank goodness, because I still love to run. But at some point, it won't be moderate for me anymore. When you know what's moderate for you and when you can feel it and when you can do what's moderate for you, it might be something that's not moderate for somebody else. And for me, that means running. And I know that running isn't moderate for lots of people. But it is for me. And that's why I'm capable of doing it. That's such a good question. I love that. Deb says, love your videos. I've been working out with you for several years. Thank you. You are so welcome. And thank you. You guys, when you tell me that you've been with me for years, you have no idea how happy that makes me. My channel has changed a lot in years, as you well know, how much I did not used to talk and how different the exercises were. And it makes me really happy that I'm still able to give you content that feels good and feels relevant to you. And I'm just really happy about that. And Pamela says, I love your exercises. Hey Stobit says, how to not reduce breast size while doing cardio. So there's no trick to this, my friend. Here's the thing about your body. Your body is gonna do what your body is gonna do. You have zero control over if you are losing weight. You have control over if you are losing weight, but you don't have any control over where your body loses weight from, how fast it loses weight. Your body has a plan and it doesn't share those details with us. And my body had a plan from the minute I was born, and it did not give me very much in the chest, and it gave me plenty in the booty. And no matter how much weight I lose or don't lose, or how much weight I gain or don't gain, I've never had a large chest, ever. And I've never had an especially small booty either. It's smaller than it used to be when I was heavier, but this is how my body is. This is what my body does with what I have given it and with what it has to work with. It's genetics, it's what I eat, it's what I do. There's lots of different factors that go into it, and very few of them are under my control. You might lose weight in your chest when you lose weight. You might lose your chest when you do cardio. You also might not. I know plenty of people who have lost all the weight they want to lose and they still have a big chest. I know plenty of people, myself included, who have lost all the weight we want to lose and still, have fat in our thighs and fat in our booty. And it just is what it is. Your body Your body is a walking, talking miracle. And honestly, some of this comes back to what I was talking about with dissociating yourself with certain parts of your body. When you look at a part of your body rather than the whole of your body, you're missing some important information. I mean, it's the forest versus the trees kind of a thing, where when you can look at your body as one miraculous entity, it really makes all the little parts less important. And when all the little parts are less important and you can simply focus on how amazing you are, how glorious you are, how miraculous you as a person in a body are, excuse me, it makes some of those concerns honestly just go away, because they're not important. Honestly, one part of your body, not as important as the sum of your parts. Trisha says, first time live for me too. Yay, we're both here. And Maggie says, good morning from Sacramento. You guys, you're in town with me. I'm in Sacramento also. I'm a little uncoordinated with some of the moves. Is this going to affect my workout a lot? Okay, have you been around for a while? Do you know how uncoordinated I am, my friend? Being uncoordinated is a source of joy. It is a source of amusement for me constantly. It will absolutely not affect the results that you get, because one of the results that you're getting, hopefully, is just being able to laugh at yourself. Being uncoordinated, it is what it is. I mean, I work so hard on my brain-body connection, and I feel it so often that I have really, inhabited my body, and I really feel the parts that are moving. Doesn't always translate into being able to do what I'm trying to do. My brain thinks one thing, my body does something else, and it is what it is. When I know that there's a big fear that if I'm modifying the exercises, or I'm doing them differently, or I'm doing a different exercise when, Paula's doing this on screen and I'm doing something else. Honestly, none of that matters. Like, truly, there's nothing magic about any one exercise. All of the magic, all of it, every bit of the magic that you get from exercising is exercising consistently. So when you modify one thing, or you do something uncoordinatedly, or you're going a little bit slower or a little bit faster or a little bit different, none of that matters. What matters is that you keep moving and you keep trying. You will get better at some things and you won't get better at some things. There are plenty of moves I am never going to master in my lifetime, and that just is what it is. And so when you can just kind of laugh at that, I mean, truly, there's no point in not laughing at it. And understand that what you're getting from the exercise is a cumulative effect of how much you exercise over time. You'll stop worrying about the little details. Little details are almost never important. Catherine says, thanks for doing this today. I had just finished working out with you. Yay! So it's really fun to sit down and hear you talk to us. Oh, you are an awesome coach, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Rebecca, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sent a donation. And Audra, I think I already mentioned Audra with the super chat. I feel like I have quite a few more chats that I am missing down here. I'm doing my best, you guys. Okay. Oh, and Wendy, thank you very much for your super chat. Look at how cute that is. Oh, it's like a little exercising pair, you guys. This is so fun. So amusing for me. And I promise I am planning on doing, maybe not like a lot more lives, but I will do more lives in the future. If this is something that is fun for you, we can maybe set this up as like a semi-regular thing, something that we do, because this is super fun for me. I love trying to answer your questions and trying to read all your questions here. Okay, Karen says, hello, Paula. Do you have any other workouts like the stress relief workout where you just stand in place to lift weights? Honestly, I have lots of them. And this kind of comes back to what I was talking about with the playlists. I have a playlist that is called Strength Training. And it might be called weightlifting also. Like, I usually try to have like a couple of different ways that you might phrase it. My strength training only workouts are where we stand in place and lift weights. I mean, it's really like classic bodybuilding kind of workouts. I very frequently do stuff where we do cardio and strength. I usually call those full body because we're doing both cardio and strength. Sometimes we do like light weights for lots of reps. Those are called cardio toning. It still has weights, but it's not what you're talking about with strength training. Strength training work, weight lifting work, is slow moving, and it's generally speaking, standing still. And I'm going to say I have 50 of those workouts. That's a guess. I don't know. I feel like I probably have 50. Some of them are going to be better than others, but I know for sure that I have quite a few that is that slower moving stress relief, like lifting something heavy and just feeling really good about it. So I would strongly suggest that you search for Pahla B strength training playlist, and that way you can find them all. Julie says, can I ask what your resting heart rate is? Absolutely, you can ask me. I do wear a Fitbit, so I happen to know. Although I tell you what, I have calculated my resting heart rate, like sometimes when I first wake up in the morning, as being rather significantly lower than what my Fitbit tells me. And I'm super curious in fact, sometimes even when I am like sitting and like have just woken up, I'll look at my Fitbit and it's lower than what it tells me my resting heart rate is. So I don't entirely know how they calculate it, but my Fitbit tells me that my resting heart rate is 45 beats per minute. Marianne says, hi Paula, any recommended exercises for meniscus injuries? Honestly, yes, I do have a recommendation. Talk to your doctor and ask for physical therapy. There are really, really specific things that you can do for your meniscus that have nothing to do with like regular exercise, like I, specialize in. When you do your physical therapy work, you can completely heal a meniscus injury. You can. You have to stick with it though. This is such an important question, you guys. If you have any kind of pain, I wholeheartedly recommend that you take care of it first. Talk to your physical therapist, do the physical therapy exercises. When I had sciatica pain, I did not do any other kind of exercise at all for the first 6 weeks until I was mostly out of pain. And then I started adding in some things very slowly. I did my physical therapy exercises daily for 6 months, and I actually still do them with some frequency. I mean, pretty frequently in workouts with you guys, I'm still doing some of my physical therapy work. Physical therapy isn't a fast cure. Nothing ever is. Your body moves slow. Your body takes time to heal. It takes time to do stuff. And I know that we all get super impatient because it feels kind of boring and you think you're not doing enough. But taking care of your pain first will help you get way more results from all the rest of your workouts after you're pain-free. There was a conversation here that it looked like I'm missing the beginning of, so I apologize. Karen says, can you talk about your goal group? What benefits does it offer? I absolutely can. So my goal group is something that I do on Facebook, which is, in my opinion, some of the best coaching that I do. Honestly, it is daily accountability. I literally post in the morning, hey, what's your goal today? Or what is your goal, which is a big goal, meaning what is something that you want to accomplish in, let's say, the next 6 months to 3 years. Like my goal is 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and I talk about that literally every day in the goal group. What is your goal? And then what are the tasks that you're going to do today to get that goal? So if, for example, your goal is to run a marathon, what are you going to do today to work towards running that marathon? If your goal is like to lose 50 pounds, okay, what are you going to do today? What are the tasks that you're going to do today to get that goal? That's what I post in the morning. In the evening, we say, okay, how'd it go? How'd you do with your tasks? What did you do? Show me the check marks. Show me what you did. And it's repetition. I mean, it's actually kind of boring, frankly, but getting most goals is kind of boring. It's all about putting in the daily work to get where you want to go. And pretty frequently in the goal group, there are people who aren't entirely sure what their goal is, or they kind of know, but they're still kind of working on how to do the tasks in order to get to the goal. There's people of all different areas of the goal setting and getting process. There are runners in there. There are people who are losing weight. There are people who are getting stronger. So it's not that it's a weight loss group by any stretch, and it's not that it's any one kind of an anything. It's specifically for people who are really determined to get a goal and who are willing to put in the work, and frankly, who are willing to kind of put up with the drudgery of the daily, okay, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I did. This is what I'm going to do and this is what I did. It's all about kind of admitting to yourself and to other people, like, this is what I'm gonna do. And there's a lot of mindset work in there, and there is a lot of one-on-one coaching. Like, there's opportunities to literally speak with me one-on-one as often as you'd like to. There's opportunities to watch other people being coached so that you can hear how the goal setting and goal getting process goes. It's something that I enjoy a lot. Actually, it's a group that I'm really having fun with, and partly because it's really helping me stay on task with my goals, which is a fun little side project, or not even side project, but side benefit that I have gotten from coaching people, is that I am coaching myself pretty constantly from it. I don't know that I have a link. I did put some links in the comments. I pinned a comment, not in the chat, but in the comment section, to like the 31-day weight loss challenge and the ebook about losing weight over 50 and stuff like that. So if you get my email, all you have to do is click on the bottom of it where it says get your goal group, learn more, and it'll take you right to the page where you can learn even more and sign up if you'd like to. Michelle says, thank you for getting me off the couch again. Menopause kicked my butt. Sometimes it does, my friend. And then we have to figure out what works now. Let's see. Jan, says, hi from Nashville, Tennessee. Your videos have helped keep me motivated to exercise during these crazy times. Yes, I'm so glad that you feel like you're working out with a friend. Me too, which is so funny because, I mean, I'm literally working out alone with a camera. But you guys, I tell you what, when you leave comments and like join me in chats and stuff like this, I do feel like I know you. I very frequently do feel like I am talking to you really specifically when we're chatting during the workouts. Maria says, Paula, can you give me your thoughts on chia seeds? Is it good or bad for your body? You know, I don't know. Honestly, I've never heard that they're bad for your body. I mean, that's not true. I know people with diverticular disease have a problem with any kinds of seeds because it gets caught in like the pockets. So yes, I suppose it could be bad. I am not a dietitian or a nutritionist. And here's the thing about nutrition science. It is, relatively speaking, such a new science as compared to like physics or biology or chemistry. And unlike physics and biology and chemistry, which are unchanging, our nutrition changes constantly. We're coming up with new foods. We're changing the foods that we already have. We're modifying things. We're creating new things. Food is complicated. It really, really is. So when you hear, oh, this is a miracle food, or oh, this is a devil food, you should really take all of that with a grain of salt. And you should take it as an experiment of one. Your body has its own really specific needs. We all have the same kind of body, but your really specific body has bacteria in your gut that helps you digest the things that you personally eat. The bacteria in your gut changes. I think it changes like every 24 hours or something based on exactly what you have eaten. And then when you eat something new or different, it'll change again. Your body is ever changing, and therefore some foods, I mean, you know this, some people are allergic to some things, some people have sensitivities to things. Some foods might be bad for you that are good for other people in the world. My husband, for example, can't eat apples. Is that the craziest thing you've ever heard? And yet there are some people who, there's like a group of, we discovered this quite some time ago, he was having a lot of difficulties with eating and not feeling good and bloating and stuff. And so we did some, internet research like you do. And there's a diet called the FODMAPs diet. And I know that stands for something, but I don't remember what it is. But it's like a specific group of foods that have these certain properties that some people are really sensitive to. And my husband found that by eliminating, I think like 2 or 3 of the foods, because basically everything on the list was stuff that he ate on the daily. By eliminating like 2 or 3 of the foods, he's eliminated basically all of the problems that he was having. So my husband doesn't eat apples. And I mean, apples, for heaven's sakes, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Like that should be the healthiest food in the world, right? But it's not for some people. So are chia seeds good for you? I don't know, maybe. And maybe not. You can try them though and see how you feel and see if it gets you something that you're looking for. See how it works with your chemistry and whether or not it seems good. Jody says it seems really hard, or moderation is really hard for me too. I know it is. It really is. Okay, you guys, let's see what I've got here. You guys, so can I tell you something? I'm gonna tell you something really silly. I remember a long time ago when YouTube first started rolling out the YouTube Live feature, and I was like, oh, I know that would be a good idea. But the number one thing that worried me was I have RBF, resting B face. And I know what my face looks like when I read and when I'm trying to read, because this writing, by the way, is really tiny on my laptop. That was why I held off on doing a live for so long. I'm like, I don't want people to see my reading face. And so here I am trying to read this like with that face. So Carrie says, and Carrie, I hope your name isn't Kari, because then I would have mispronounced it, but it's one of those two, I'm assuming, Carrie or Kari. How do you curb sugar cravings? This one's tough for me because you know what? I eat sugar. I don't think sugar is as bad as some people want it to be. Kind of like what I was saying about how nutrition science is ever changing. When I was a kid, do you remember when eggs were bad for you? Like everybody was like, oh, eggs are so bad for you. They have cholesterol. And then in the 90s, like fat was bad for you. Fat is what's making you fat. And now, now people are talking about how, a high fat diet is one of the best things you can do and blah, blah, blah. Sugar is the building block of what your body uses for energy. Your body craves sugar for a reason. Sugar is energy. And in fact, it's the fastest energy that you can get. Sugar is in fruit, sugar is in vegetables, and it's like really natural and really good for you. For, millions of years, our bodies have subsisted on fruits and vegetables. It's why we have sugar cravings. We like sweet things because our body knows that that's how to get energy. So what I do when I have sugar cravings, well, first of all, I know that I'm always going to have some kind of sugar. I already shared with you that I have a Greek yogurt with honey and cinnamon in it every night. I know I'm going to have sugar. And I also have my apple after lunch. So I know I'm going to have something sweet at least twice a day, every single day. So knowing that, I'm able to say something to myself like, well, I'm going to have this other thing. So don't worry about it. You're going to have something sweet. I try to assess whether or not I'm hungry or tired or stressed or having some other like mental thing going on. Generally speaking, your body sends you cravings for sugar for a reason. When you can listen to that reason and figure out what it is that your body is asking for, it's not necessarily like, cake, but it might be that you need to eat something. It might be that you need to drink some water. It might be that you're really tired and you need to go to bed. There are all kinds of reasons why your body might send you that signal. Excuse me. And rather than just automatically trying to resist it and white knuckling it and being like, I'm not going to eat anything sweet, just listen to what your body is saying to you. Like, do a little bit of mental assessment. Like, how am I feeling right now? And what's going on with me? And what do I want to do about this? Because, depending on what your goals are, if you're losing weight, then look at your calories. You can probably make room for something sweet. If you're already done for the day, then remind yourself, you know what? I'm already done for the day, but I'm going to make sure I get something sweet tomorrow. Having a conversation with yourself where you're not just automatically resisting or denying or trying to shove it aside or trying to white knuckle your way through a craving. When you have some compassion for your body, because your body is sending you a signal for a reason, and when you have some compassion for your thoughts, like, maybe I'm stressed out. Maybe I've been denying myself. Maybe I am just trying to operate on willpower rather than giving my body what feels good, both mentally and physically. There's lots of ways that you can work through this that don't automatically mean that you have to go eat, everything in the pantry right now. There are ways to work with yourself that are going to feel so much better than just trying not to eat something sweet. Elaine says, I'm trying to be able to sit cross-legged on the floor with my knees not bowed up. Do you have a video on it or any suggestions? I will tell you, Elaine, when I sit cross-legged on the floor, my knees are practically at my shoulders. Some of that is just simply the way you're made. And some of it is not. Some people are far more flexible than me, and some people work on their flexibility more than I do. I don't work on my flexibility a whole lot, and therefore I am not flexible. I am way more flexible though, like when I work on it, I can actually put my palms flat on the floor with, while standing up and bending over. Haven't tried to do that for a really long time, but I used to be able to do that like really easily. But I have never, like literally ever, been able to put the heels of my feet together and have my knees on the floor, ever. My body doesn't like to move laterally like that. So some of what you are asking about could be genetics and the way you are formed, and some of what you are asking about could simply be working on your flexibility. And I will tell you that flexibility, like any skill, is simply something that you have to practice. If you want your knees to get on the floor when you are sitting cross-legged, then get down on the floor and sit cross-legged and stretch out your legs. I mean, that's what's going to change it. There are other exercises and other stretches that might be beneficial, but when you are aiming for something really, really specific, you have to practice that really, really specific thing to be able to get it. Next phase says, in 2 months, my thighs are down 2 inches. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. That's a big accomplishment for me. You do more than work us out. You give us a fighting spirit to continue. I love that. A fighting spirit to continue is such a beautiful thing. Congratulations on your success. Amelia says, I like the live YouTube better. It allows me to hit pause button. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. You can pause lives on YouTube. That's so cool. That is so cool. That's good to know, honestly, because I don't think you can do that on Facebook. And Rosemary says, I'm in South Africa and do your workouts every morning. That's so nice. So, okay, ST2826 says, how about doing a live workout maybe once or twice a month? That would be fun. You know what? I have been asked this question so often, and I will tell you, I mean, you see the concentration on my face trying to read this teeny tiny writing while I am just sitting here. There is literally no way I would be able to interact with you while I'm working out. And I totally get that that seems fun, but it would also, I don't think, be as fun as we think. I know that there are other trainers who have done live workouts and I haven't really watched them. And maybe what it is that you do a workout and then you have like a little live question and answer afterwards. But I personally, I mean, again, because I'm struggling so much to be able to even read this, I'm like, I don't know that that would be as fun as you think it would be. I think I'd be stopping and having this look on my face for most of the workout. Julie says, it's amazing how deep my sleep is since I started doing your exercises. Isn't that the truth? When you go from completely sedentary to like starting to work out, that was one of the first benefits I noticed, like way before anything else. I couldn't believe how much better I was sleeping. And I also didn't realize how bad I was sleeping before that. Maria says, hi Paula, can you tell me a little bit about your daily diet as it consists of of vegetables or fruits? I myself lost 50 pounds and I would like to keep it off. What do you recommend? Earlier in the Q&A, I actually gave really specifics about what I eat every day. I make sure that I have some vegetables every day, and I know that I have at least 2 fruits. I have a banana in my protein shake and I have an apple after lunch. I don't really try to do like really specifically plant-based or anything like that. I eat plenty of meat. I exercise. I like meat. I mean, some of it is personal preference and some of it is I know now how my body works. I had a couple of really, really serious bouts of anemia several years ago now, like in 2014 and 2015. In fact, if you watch really old videos, you can see it and hear it. If you know what you're looking for, you can see and hear how exhausted I was for months on end when I had like really bad anemia. And so the best source of iron is to eat meat. It just is. We can get iron from vegetables. We can get iron from other things. I do actually still take an iron supplement also, but it is the most bioavailable to your body to eat meat. So I make it a point because I already knew, I mean, from being anemic, dreadfully anemic, that it's just something my body needs. And as it happens, I like to eat meat. So that's why I eat meat. Esther says, as you know, I found you when I was looking for seated exercises when I broke my leg 2 years ago. Since then I've been hooked. I love it. That is so awesome. I love hearing how you guys like graduate from the seated workouts, because a lot of people find me from seated workouts and then are able to like move on to other things because you got injured. And so it's super fun that you can find other things that you enjoy too. Carolyn says, I'm almost done with the 31-day weight loss challenge. Yay! My goal is to continue with weight loss. What other workout or playlist do you suggest? I do not want to repeat the 31-day right now, and that's totally fine. In the comments, not the chat, but the comments, I pinned a comment that has a link to sign up for the mini challenge. The mini challenge is a workout calendar that I put out every single week, and there's actually two calendars on one thing. The one calendar is for weight loss, and so it has weight loss workouts, and then one calendar is for body shaping. So it has like weight maintenance, working on getting stronger and shaping and toning your body workouts. And a question that I get a lot is, but I want to lose weight and tone up. Should I do both? No, you should not. Pick one. Pick one goal. You will get toning benefit from doing the weight loss workouts. You will get plenty of benefit from doing the weight loss workouts, but they are really, really concentrated on being moderate and being just right for weight loss. The toning workouts are for when you are done losing weight and you are working on different kinds of systems. And I highly, highly recommend that, because honestly, I have like a really, really, really old playlist that I really need to delete called weight loss, and it is way too hard, like way too hard. So no, I do not have a specific, like one specific playlist for weight loss workouts. I probably have a couple of them that say weight loss, or, you know, you can lose weight. They're kind of hit and miss. The mini challenge really is the way to go. And that way it also changes every week, so it's a little bit more fun for you. Julie says, I'm really impressed by your resting heart rate. Again, I've been working out this for a long time, you guys, a long time. I've been exercising every day since lockdown, and it's been going from 68 to 58. That's exciting. Oh my gosh. Some of it will really depend on your stress level. I mean, working from home is a different kind of stress, but maybe it has been kind of nice to not do your commute and things like that. Your stress level, and it's why I wear the Fitbit and why I pay attention to my resting heart rate. It tells me immediately when I'm exercising too much. Immediately. That was one of the things that I noticed when I was exercising too much, is that my resting heart rate was creeping up, boop, 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 boop. And it's gone way down again since I have cut back on my workouts again. Trisha says, are you still doing videos on foam rollering? I have several. Oh, and then Julie says, it's been going up. Oh, 268 from 58. That is kind of interesting, and something I'm going to tell you worth talking to your doctor about, because that does seem kind of excessive, but it could be, if you've been exercising every day since lockdown and you didn't used to, that could just be too much for you. Maybe you're exercising too much, even if it feels okay, even if you're not noticing like other problems with it. Like I said, I still enjoyed working out really hard. I had fun with it, and I noticed the aches and pains, but I ignored them. But my resting heart rate creeping up was definitely one of the things that I was like, okay, my body is not enjoying this. So talk to your doctor, though, just to be sure. I mean, that's something worth asking about. And then also just check in with how much you're working out. You might just need to cut down a little bit. But anyways, I was answering Trisha's question about, are you still doing videos on foam rollering? So I very briefly had another channel where it was called Pahla B's Fit Tips, and I put this whole 5 video series about foam rollering on there, and then I don't think I did anything else since then. I noticed that when I put up videos of like stretching and foam rollering, that they don't get a ton of views. I mean, and I understand that not everybody has a foam roller, not everybody wants to foam roll. I get it. But for my goal of wanting to, grow my subscriber base and wanting to be good at YouTube, it's kind of hard for me to put up a video that I know isn't going to perform well, even though it's good for you and good for you in the long run. So I have this other channel where I have these videos that are super, super awesome. And at some point in time, I will try really hard to make sure that I get a link to that series of videos in the comments here, because they're really good videos. So yes, I have newer videos about foam rollering. It's just not on this channel. So you know what? I'm just going to apologize. I don't know how to pronounce your name. It starts with a V, and it says how to stick on the regular exercise and lose weight and stay healthy for beginners. I actually had an entire video talking about how to get started on exercise. The short version of it, honestly, is to pick something that feels really doable and really enjoyable. Don't worry about trying to get results from your workout. Worry about whether or not it feels enjoyable. When it feels enjoyable, you'll stick with it, like really, really naturally. It'll be really easy to stick with it because it's pleasurable. So when we put these parameters on ourselves about, oh, I have to work out for such and such time, or I have to do certain kinds of workouts, honestly, you really don't. You need to find something that feels really good and really doable, and then you'll be able to stick with it. Like the motivation won't be a problem because Pleasure is motivating. Doing something that is enjoyable is motivating. I mean, you never have a problem watching your favorite TV show, right? Like that's not a problem to find the motivation to watch your favorite TV show. When exercise feels pleasurable like that, you'll be super motivated to stick with it. And the longer you stick with something, the more you'll get your other goals. Your other goals are dependent 100% on being consistent and regular and sticking with something. You're not going to lose weight from doing one workout one time. You're not going to get toned from doing one workout one time. You're going to lose weight. Well, you're going to lose weight from eating the right number of calories every single day consistently, but you'll see changes in your body from, toning and health perspective. Your heart will get, your heart rate will come down, hopefully. All those kinds of things from working out really consistently. Oh, and Audra says, my son is not able to eat apples. He's allergic to the pollen in some fruit. I never even thought about that. That's super interesting. I wonder if that's what it is. Angela Author says, I'm 49, about to be 50. The numbers don't move on the scale. I'm always moving. What should I do? I just completed an exercise program for 80 days and the scale barely budged. I'm frustrated. So my friend, here's what I'm going to tell you to look at the way you are talking to yourself. That you're saying the numbers don't move, but then you're also saying that they barely budged. What could be expected from 80 days of exercising? First of all, I mean, as I mentioned, 80 days of exercising, you might lose a half a pound. If you are not eating the right number of calories consistently, you cannot expect weight loss results from exercise. You can't. Exercise does not help you lose weight. Exercise helps you feel good. It helps you get healthy. It helps you get stronger. It helps your heart. It helps your lungs. It helps your body, but it doesn't change the numbers on the scale. When you are eating the right number of calories consistently, you will lose weight. So that's what I'm going to have you look at, is what you were doing, not just exercise. The other thing that you're going to want to look at is whether or not that was too much exercise, because at our age, I mean, at any age, honestly, at any age, too much exercise has the exact opposite effect. Too much stress, physical stress on your body, which is exercise, can actually cause fat storage. So looking at how much you're doing, also look at how much you're sleeping, look at how much water you're drinking, look at how you're managing your stress. When you're saying, I'm frustrated, the scale isn't moving, I'm doing everything I can, I'm working so hard, that's stress. That's mental stress that you are putting on yourself. When you can think about this as an experiment that you're curious about, that's interesting, that you're going to get the results, you just got to figure out what to do, some of that stress will just really come off of your shoulders, and then you can be a lot more clear about where to go from here. The fact is, it might take you a really long time to lose weight. It might. Your body has its own agenda. Your body's going to lose weight when and where and from where it wants to. And it has very little to do with you wanting to lose weight right now, like the rest of us. When you can relax and let your body do what it's supposed to do, and you do the right things to help your body do what it's supposed to do, the weight's going to come off. That's a guaranteed. You're a biological specimen. You will lose weight. You just have to figure out how. So set your mind to figuring out how. What can I tweak? What can I do? Am I doing too much? Am I eating the right amount of calories? Am I sleeping poorly? Am I not drinking enough water? What can I do to help my body do what it's going to do so that it will lose weight? Because it's going to. I just have to give it the right tools. When we get frustrated, I know you've noticed, it doesn't help. That is a layer of stress that your body feels. Way back in caveman days, the only time we felt stress was when there wasn't enough food. When your body feels like there is not enough food, even if there's plentiful food, when your body is worried about famine, because that's what stress is to your body, your biological body, it stores fat. It stores fat so that you don't die, because your body's number one biological imperative is to stay alive. And it has all kinds of systems in place to stay alive under different kinds of conditions. Exercising too much and eating too little is famine for your body, and therefore it's going to store fat so that you don't die. Your body is always looking out for your best interests. Sometimes we just don't see it that way. And sometimes what we're giving our body isn't in its best interest. And so it's just doing what it's supposed to do to try and function at optimal levels. When you give your body the inputs that it needs, your body will behave in ways that you probably can't even imagine right now. Your body will lose weight, your body will feel amazing, your body will be more flexible, your body will be stronger. There are all kinds of benefits that you can have from simply giving your body what it needs versus what you want to give it, which is almost always more exercise. You guys, I totally apologize. Paula, I love your videos. I made a goal of revealing the six-pack I used to have. I was told by a friend that the exercise didn't count. It was from the food I was eating. Is this true? Oh, that's a sad thing for somebody to say to you. So here's the thing. I mean, I know we've all heard like the cliches about abs are made in the kitchen. Yes, and also no. I mean, you are not going to reveal a six-pack of abs simply by eating healthy. Eating healthy is good for your body. It's healthy for your body. Eating the right amount of calories from healthy food or not healthy food will help you get to a healthy weight. Exercising will produce muscles. There's a balance between all of them that you need to strike in order to get a six-pack of abs. You absolutely need to be exercising. There's no six-pack of abs unless you are exercising your abdominal muscles. You also need to be eating in a manner that gets you to a weight where those muscles can show. Excuse me. And that is going to be a healthy weight. It's going to be pretty lean. And you want to be eating healthy enough that, and again, this is one of those balance things. Unhealthy foods, processed foods, your body doesn't always know what to do with them. And so when we read about how many, vitamins and minerals and it's enriched with calcium and blah, blah, blah in some processed foods, those aren't always bioavailable to your body. Sometimes what your body does with food that's not food is it kind of just, how when you get junk mail and you're like, I wonder if this is going to be important later. I don't think it is, but I don't really know what to do. And you just put it on your counter and it sits there for like 6 months. And then 6 months later, you're like, oh, I guess this wasn't important at all. Maybe I'll get rid of it now. Your body kind of does that with processed foods. Your body's like, what do I do with this? I think I'll hang on to it now and see if I need it later. Let's just store this aside and I'll see what happens. Sometimes that is what happens with processed foods. So revealing your six-pack abs, it's going to take some discipline on your part. And honestly, it's not something that I'm willing to do. So I'm not a super expert on this. I can't tell you like the exact things that you need to do or eat or how much or any of that. But I will tell you that to get a goal, you have to do something that you are not currently doing for any goal. You need to make a change and you need to follow through. And you need to really look at it scientifically. Is this getting me where I want to go? After the course of like 4 to 6 weeks, especially with something where you're, revealing muscles. Muscles take time to build. Like that's a 6-week minimum. So after 6 weeks, take a look and measure it in some way that feels measurable to you. Like, what are you seeing? This is where we get into trouble. You might never see the results that you're actually creating, that your body is showing you because you're not looking for them. So measure your results in some kind of really tangible, concrete way that you can therefore have a finish line. Like this is what I think it will look like on the scale or my body fat or something like that. And then be really happy when you're making incremental progress towards it. It's going to take some time. I don't know where you're starting from, but even if you're starting with, let's say, a 4-pack of abs and you just want to get that 6-pack, it's still going to take you a couple months. It's still going to take some dialing in and it's going to take some tweaking, some scientific looking at it. Like, what am I doing and what else can I do to, what's the next level here? Or how much longer do I need to stick with this before I'm going to get what I want? And as far as like the really practical day-to-day stuff, I would talk to somebody else because I don't really know. And also maybe get yourself some new friends who say nice things to you. And Ellie's Funnies says, I have EOE and I don't know what that is and can't eat anything healthy. Could you list the name of the diet again? Okay, so it's called FODMAPs. It's FODMAPS. Google it. There are hundreds of websites, like literally hundreds of websites will give you information about it. Gladys says, how can you lose your booty? Oh, why would you want to? Your booty's the best part. My friend, you can get to a healthy weight and your body is going to have weight wherever it's going to have weight. Trying to lose weight from one really specific part of your body is, no pun intended, a losing battle. Get to a healthy weight and pay attention to what your body can do and be really, really proud of being healthy and fit and trim, and let your body look the way it's going to look. What exercises are good for the chest? I am struggling with weight there. Then that has absolutely nothing to do with the exercises that you do, as I just mentioned. As I've mentioned numerous times, actually, exercise does not help you lose weight. If you have weight to lose, eat the right number of calories consistently every single day and you'll lose weight. Your body may or may not ever lose the weight from where you want it to lose, but it will lose weight overall. As far as exercises that are good for your chest, honestly, any kind of full body workout, when you are using all of your muscles in concert with one another, you are helping every single inch of your body. And then Patty said FODMAP. Patty knows a little something about FODMAP. It has helped her with some digestive issues too. Thank you so much for that, Patty. I appreciate that. I know I'm way behind on the chat here, you guys. And I am, oh my gosh. Okay, we've been going for a while. I'm going to be done. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be done in 10 minutes. I'm holding myself to this because I know you guys have things to do and I have things to do, including I'm filming a video for you guys today. So I need to make sure that I get on with that. And we will do this again. I know I have not gotten to everybody's questions. Let me answer 3 more questions. Mikey, which might be, I probably mispronounced it, says, I'm 30 years old, but I love your workouts. You're such a nice person. I found you only 2 weeks ago, but I'm here to stay. You are welcome here at any age. And that doesn't count as one of the questions that I'm answering, but I just wanted to make sure that you know that. You guys, I get comments on the daily. I'm only 28. I'm only 32, or I'm a man. You are so welcome here. I like to make sure that women my age understand that I am a woman your age. Like I'm not trying to be 25 anymore. But you're so welcome here at any age. All of you, every one of you are totally welcome here. And thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like the workouts. Emily says, I started your HIIT workouts about a week and a half ago and I've already lost 10 pounds. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's amazing. Your videos are so uplifting and make me excited to work out. Thank you. That wasn't a question either. I'm so excited about this. DJ Van says, how high should your resting heart rate be? You know what? That's different for everybody, and that's a question for your doctor. Your resting heart rate is one indicator of your health in much the same way that your weight is an indicator of your health, your circumference, your waist to hip ratio is an indicator of your health, your BMI is an indicator of your health, your body fat percentage is an indicator of your health. A stress test on the treadmill is an indicator of your health. Like there are all kinds of measures of your health. And there's probably a healthy range for a resting heart rate, but it'll depend on you, your current fitness, your age, all that kind of stuff. So talk to your doctor about that because that's not like a number that I can just hand you and say, here you go. Wendy says, I want to find those foam roller videos. Honestly, if you look up Pahla B foam roller, I'm pretty sure that it'll come up in a search. Just make sure that it's from the channel Pahla B's Fit Tips. Because the other ones, the ones that I have on the Pahla B Fitness channel, oh my gosh, those are from like 2013. Those are so old. They're still good information. It's just they're really, really old. So the newer ones, I'm a little bit more informative and they're shorter. They're like 5 minutes. So it's like specifically for your shoulders or specifically for your calves or specifically for your hips and thighs. So it's a little bit easier to find exactly what you're looking for. Because the one foam roller video that I have, well, the one that I'm thinking about, it's like a half an hour long. It's like a full body rollout. And if you're really only looking for something specific, definitely go to the newer ones. Next phase says, any chance you'll be doing a resistance band workout? Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be having one sometime in the month of July, and I don't have a promise on a date because I don't know what day it is. But one of my patrons over on Patreon who gives at a level where she can request a really specific workout, like specifically for her, suggested a mini band workout. So I will have that sometime in the month of July, and I'm really excited about that because I know that you guys love those. Again, though, not everybody has that equipment, and so I don't make those videos super duper often, but I will have at least one more. Kathy says, just want to let you know that I am loving my Aero scale. I'm so excited. Me too. It's so fun. I love watching the numbers change and have set mini goals on a few of the points. That's so exciting. I love that when it feels motivating. This is This is really the thing about changing your relationship with the scale. And this doesn't count towards the 3 questions that I'm answering, but when you can look at the numbers and be excited and think about progress and set yourself some goals based on those numbers, it's so much different than only stepping on the scale and feeling dread or feeling unhappy or only looking at one point of data and saying, I'm not successful, when you are being successful in so many other ways. I'm so, so happy that you like your scale. Alexandra says, can you lose weight doing seated exercise? Yes, you can. I answered that really thoroughly a while ago, so hopefully you'll have a chance to watch the whole playback so that you get the thorough answer on that. Jessica says, I'm in groups that insist I should cut out dairy or gluten or intermittent fast to lose weight. What are your views on these ideas? I have some very strong opinions about some of these, and so I'm just going to preface my answer with that. It's an opinion. Lots of people have success with things that I would never be successful with, like ever. The thought of never eating gluten again, and I don't even eat a lot. Like, it's not something I eat every single day. I mean, I don't know, maybe I do. But the thought of cutting something completely out of my diet that I'm never going to eat again just to lose weight doesn't make sense to me. That feels so restrictive, and it doesn't feel like love. Honestly, the thing that I'm enjoying about being fit and being healthy and even my current weight loss journey, I love the opportunity to listen to what my body is telling me. And I love the opportunity to experiment and notice and to give myself food that feels like a gift rather than restricting myself from food because I think it's the right thing to do. I know that there are lots of people who are really, really evangelical about the way that they have had success losing weight. And I'm so happy for them, because there are people who are evangelical about the way that I have helped them lose weight, which is simply to eat the right number of calories really consistently every single day, no matter what those calories are. That doesn't mean that that works for everybody. The fact is, your weight loss journey is yours, like really, truly yours. And sometimes you do have to listen to other people and take what they're saying and give it a try and decide for yourself. Does this work for me? Does this not work for me? There's a reason why some people are successful and some people are not. The people who are really struggling aren't paying attention to what is working for them and aren't listening to their mental and physical health. For me personally, because mental health is so important to me, I don't love restriction. I don't love having hard and fast rules. Years ago when I was younger and I had hard and fast rules about what I could eat and when I could eat it and how many calories it was going to be and what it was going to be like and what I had to do, that was really disordered thinking for me. I had years of struggling with disorder. And so now, as part of my mental health, I'm really careful about how many rules I put on myself. I'm really careful about how much I deprive myself and how much I simply make some decisions and say, you know what, this decision is really good for me, and so I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. It's always going to be up to you to decide for yourself whether or not something works for you. The people who want to tell you that you have to do X, Y, or Z, they mean well. They absolutely do. The person that it really depends on, though, is you. If you feel like cutting out dairy feels good for you, like if you cut out dairy and you're like, oh my gosh, my body is so happy with this, then do it. I mean, for heaven's sakes, you don't even need permission for that. If you feel like cutting out gluten is helpful to you personally, then do it. Absolutely. Finding what works for you is so individual and an essential part of this process for long-term success. When you find what works for you, it really helps you tune out the noise of what everybody else is talking about. I actually don't even read articles anymore that talk about stuff that I already know I disagree with. There's no point. There's no point in me continuing to, research something that I already have an answer for myself. Unless I'm not getting the results that I want, and then I can research something else. So my views are that I don't think you have to cut out anything, and I wouldn't belong to a group like that. But also if it works for you, then be really okay with it. Like, stand up and be like, oh my gosh, this works for me, and be really, really happy that it's working for you. BG says, what about coffee, good or bad after menopause? So again, this is one of those individual things. I drank coffee for years and years and years, and I never, ever, ever thought I was going to give it up, ever. Right up until I did. I gave up coffee this year, and it is the nicest thing I have ever done for myself. For me personally, one of my very first symptoms of perimenopause was off the charts anxiety, like unbelievable, crippling anxiety. And so I cut back my caffeine and I cut back my sugar, and I started really paying attention to, okay, when do I feel this? What do I feel? What can I do? How can I help myself? Cutting back caffeine helped me significantly. Doing a lot of mental work on anxiety helped me even more significantly. I was still struggling with it, and the timing wise, chicken, egg, which came first, which one was the thing that tipped the scales, I don't know. But I have been doing so much mental work on myself with journaling and with processing my thoughts and feeling my feelings, that I happened to be really hitting like a tipping point with that mental work at the exact same time that I gave up coffee. And I'll be honest with you, I have not even thought about anxiety in months, even with all that is going on in the world. I have not had any problems with anxiety. I've learned how to manage my mind, and part of managing my mind is managing my body. I have reduced some of the sugar that I was eating. I have completely eliminated caffeine. I feel amazing. So is it good for you? I don't know. Is it? I mean, some people don't have those problems. And that's the thing. This is why I gave up coffee, is because I was having a problem with it. It was a problem for me. If it's not a problem for you, then it's not a problem. And don't fix what isn't broken for you. There's not one answer that applies to every single person in the world about anything, honestly. Jessica says, and this will be my third question, you guys. This is it. I know I missed lots of them, and I'm just going to tell you right now before we finish up, thank you so much for being here. I'm so, so happy to meet you all, and we will do this again, and I will get to more questions. But Jessica says, how do I know what is the right amount of calories? Every time I go on an app to calculate it, that seems like it puts my calories super low, like 1,200 or 1,300, and that doesn't seem right. You're right. That's not right. Apps like, I'm not even going to name them. The apps that are on your phone all basically start you at 1,200 and then let you eat back your exercise calories. The way that I strongly suggested, and there is a link pinned in the actual comments for my Weight Loss Over 50 ebook, where I explain all about this in great detail, like way more detail than I'm going to be able to do right now. What you do is you eat the exact same number of calories every day, and you don't worry about exercise. Don't put the exercise calories into your app. You eat the number. Like, boom, that's it. And then, of course, I do encourage you to exercise every day, to exercise moderately, gently for your mental health every day, but not so you can eat more. That thinking of working out so you can eat is really problematic for me. I mean, really problematic for me. And most apps do that. And I find it a very odd thing to do because, well, there's lots of reasons. I mean, one of them is simply biological. Your body doesn't take calories in and then put them right back out in the way that we think of it. Your body takes calories in and then it stores them for later. And then when you're asking it to do something, it pushes them out from wherever. And there are different calorie storage places in your body. Some of them are fat, some of them are not. You're not automatically losing calories the same way that you're taking them in. The thing that you control in that equation is the calories that you take in. So take in the exact number of calories every single day. And then keep your exercise the exact same level, nice and moderate, every single day. And your body will feel very, very calm, and it will be able to release the weight. I actually really recommend that you go to about 5 different websites, and in the ebook I have links for the 5 websites that I suggest. It's just because they're on the first page of Google, honestly, and you don't require your email address. I mean, there's nothing magic about them. The reason I suggest that you do 5 different websites though is because you will be shocked. Some of them are going to give you like 2,100 calories and some of them are going to give you like 1,100 calories. What you do is you go to these 5 websites and then you add the 5 numbers together and divide by 5. You take the average number of calories. And again, I explain this in great detail in the book. It's not an exact science, and don't feel like it needs to be. You are a scientist for your weight loss journey, you're going to start at that number of calories and you're going to eat it really, really consistently. And then you're going to assess after a couple of weeks. Am I getting results? What's going on here? What can I do? Do I need to tweak this? Do I need to fix my water? Do I need to fix my sleep? Do I need to fix my stress? What do I need to do? It might take some time to get to where you're actually losing weight. For lots of people, it takes kind of a long time, honestly, because even being consistent with one number of calories can be difficult, can be something that you're not used to. Give yourself the gift of patience and just keep working towards it. And again, all of this is explained in the book, so go get that. It's free. It's free. It's for you. It's helpful. You guys, this has been so much fun. I so enjoy this. I don't know if I have access to like the entire chat when we're done with this, but I know that there were other questions, and I'm going to drop some links where I can, and I'm going to make sure that I get as many questions answered as I can, because I so appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for working out with me. We had a great time today. Give yourself a big hug and a pat on the back. You guys, thank you so much. I will see you live again sometime sooner or later, and I will definitely see you in the next video when we're working out together. Have a great day, you guys.